Women. I'm Kyle Martino. When I traveled the world as a pro soccer player, I learned that the best action, that's what I'm talking about, is outside the stadium. They are absolutely renowned worldwide. There's a famous story of this soccer player who's from Barcelona that now plays in England, who had his parents come once a month just to bring this Iberian ham.
All the coffee grounds just settle at the bottom. So don't just try to sling it back because you're going to get a mouthful of...
There's mud under this river.
There is.
I'm so worried about being strong. Woo!
You awake?
That is coffee.
I haven't done happy hour in a while, but my wife and I actually got in a fight about this the other day, where in modern times, the roles shouldn't be stereotypical. So the wife shouldn't be expected to stay home and be the babysitter. But if I'm left at home with Marlo, sometimes my wife comes back and there's milk everywhere, and Marlo's hair is sticking up, and I've shaved the other side of her head.
And he and I are almost always together, but he still doesn't call me his girlfriend. Oh.
Is his name Jordan Rogers? We're in the middle of the fantasy draft. You can't text in the middle of a fantasy draft. Fred, I told you to give me the good trap that you already checked that had the biggest ones in it. Let me at least throw it back. Let me have a moment.
Okay.
I'll be back for you next time, little guy. By the way, there's a little kid here that is 100,000 times better than I am. That's humbling. Oh, that one? All right, can you show me how to do it, buddy? How do you drop in?
I do it like this.
Okay. How easy did that look? All right. Feeling good? Oh! What'd I do wrong?
You gotta be like this.
Okay. So stay on the board.
Yeah.
Stay on the board. All right, this is where the competitor is coming out. Now I'm going to start to get really pissed off. My mentor, my spirit animal. What was your name?
Maverick.
Maverick, of course it's Maverick. I'll be your goose, buddy. Never easy to see your ex, especially when they're looking amazing and happier without you. And for Jose Mourinho, it's an inopportune time to bump into his old club, partly because it falls between important Europa League games against Anderlecht, one of 2 tickets to Champions League next season for Manchester United, but mostly because of their form at home. Yes, they're in the middle of a great unbeaten run, an impressive unbeaten run, but their home win percentage is the worst it's been for 43 years at Old Trafford. And the fans here at the Theatre of Dreams are accustomed to seeing dominance they're not seeing this year. He's not afraid to play the way he knows how to play in these big games to get a point.
These are star athletes that just captivated a nation, that captured everyone's heart. This is a World Cup winner who's having to stay in a room with bed bugs. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I hope her words create a huge wave here that gets some change. This is becoming a real problem. The disrespectful, disdainful, demeaning way managers talk to reporters. I get it. You know, listen, it's difficult moments after a tough result to answer tough questions, but these journalists are paid to ask those tough questions, and these managers are paid an egregious amount more to answer them without crossing the line. David Moyes crossed the line, and it's who he crossed it with that's the bigger issue, the fact it was a female reporter. And if people don't think that's the issue, it's because they have the luxury of not knowing how ugly this profession can be for women. The passion he had for this game and a vision he had is something really special, and I'm just so lucky that I got to be a part of it in some way. I mean, my best memory of Lamar was when he would come into the locker room afterwards in Columbus. You know, win, lose, or draw, he'd come in with this big smile on his face, and he'd walk around with his family. And I remember Clark when he was a younger man. Now they're all growing up, and we're all growing up. And when I was in the locker room as a young kid, you know, just really trying to make my way into this league, I remember Lamar coming up to my locker several times and just saying, great game. And it meant so much to me as someone who's done so much for this league to take the time and come around my locker and introduce himself. I'm going to sidestep romanticism for pragmatism and say prioritize the top 4. One fixture you didn't see on there